afternoon and welcome to Matchday Live. The international break is done. Championship football is back from the Kassam Stadium. A 12:30 kickoff as Leicester City head to Oxford United, hoping to continue their solid start to the new campaign against an Oxford side who picked up their first point of the season last time out. Kickoff is at 12:30 and we've got all the build-up for you. We'll tell you how you can watch the match, and of course we've got your team news on the way for you very shortly. We are in the studio at King Power Stadium. My name's Lewis Mason. Good to be with you. I'm with two former Foxes legends. David Nugent and Gerry Taggart. How are we, gents? How are you doing?
Very well, after that introduction. You're a bit too lively for me. Yeah. He's far too lively for me this morning, and you're getting that way as well. But
Gerry, you had a late night, didn't you?
That's because you've had such a relaxing time on your international break in the Greek Isles.
In fact, I thought I would feel a little bit, a bit more tired than I do. I was going to say rougher, but tired than I do this morning. So yeah, looking forward to the game.
Yeah, it should be a good game. And for Leicester, trying to pick up where they left off after a good performance against Birmingham last time out.
Yeah, no, that's probably the standout performance of the season. I thought they were dominant in the game, fully deserved to win the game. Unlike previous games, which they managed to win. But for Birmingham, where you thought, this is a game they deserve to win, and deserve the 3 points. And that's just taking it on now. The international break's come at a wrong time, I think. That performance, best performance of the season, you want to go straight into the next game, but you've got to pick it up now against Oxford. It'll be a tough opposition.
I was going to say, you've both been on international breaks before. What's it like when there's one so early in the season and you're just getting going, all your teammates, you're just bonding and getting that kind of style of football going, and then you have to stop?
Stop it.
Is it tough?
It can be, as Dave says, because the international breaks are so long. It's a 2-week gap between games. When I started, it was literally you played on a Wednesday night and you were back in your club on a Friday, and then you played again on the Saturday. And then obviously towards the end of my international career, they brought in the 2-week stints where you played the 2 games, and that can just be a little bit of a grind. You hear a lot of people going on about there's too many games in football today, and obviously having the 2-game international break plays its part, the travelling, and everything else. But in saying that, they're all experienced players at this level. If they are going away in international breaks, well, they know how to handle themselves while they're away.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Go on.
No, I was going to say, I think injuries occur on international breaks as well, don't you? So if you play the team, like play Birmingham 1-2-0, players go away and you get 2 or 3 players come back with niggly injuries, it kind of puts the team on the back foot, because then players aren't available. But everyone seems to come back pretty fresh, other than Louis Page, who's come back with a little niggle. But other than that, it's fully strength.
Well, that's it. Invariably, your international players are, the backbone of your team. And so if one of them goes away and gets a little niggly injury and puts you out for the next game or a couple of games, that's a major headache for the manager and his coaching staff.
Yeah, as David mentioned, it is Louis Page who misses out today. He did pick up a hamstring knock while away with the England under-17. So let's have a little look at how Leicester City do line up this afternoon at Oxford. It is just that one change from the game against Birmingham last time out, and replacing Louis Page in the kind of number 10 role for Leicester is going to be new boy, Aaron Ramsey. We'll talk more about him very shortly. So Jakub Stolarczyk in goal. In defence, you've got Hamza Chowdhury, Caleb Okoli, Yannick Vestergaard and Luke Thomas, Bouba Samare and Oliver Skipp in those holding midfield roles. And then you've got Ramsey, Fatawu, Mavididi behind Jordan Ayew. So the standout name we see there is Aaron Ramsey, of course. Since that last game, we've had the transfer deadline close, and one of the incomings was Aaron Ramsey, a really exciting prospect for Foxes fans, Gerry.
Yeah, absolutely. And, some good work done in the overall, I think. Key areas were pinpointed where it needed strengthening. It's unfortunate for young Louis Page, who's, obviously got injured on international duty with England under-17s, I think it was. But yeah, so straight away, so there's some new signings come in, and straight away you see Ramsey straight onto the start sheet. And obviously with the other players coming in, you can see, look at the bench, it's pretty stacked.
Yeah, let's go through that Leicester City bench. Asmir Begovic, of course. We talk about those new boys, Jordan James and Julian Carranza. That'll be exciting as well for Leicester fans. Hopefully they might get a little sighting of those new boys today.
It always seems like really exciting when like a team buys a new striker, because he's the one who's expected to score all the goals and get the lads promoted to the Premier League. So everyone's excited to see him. Ramsey, young midfielder on loan from Burnley. He could be a real asset. Jordan James on loan as well. So two midfielders, a striker. Not scored too many goals, or Jordan Ayew's not scored too many goals. So Carranza's come in to put him under a bit of pressure. Trying to get into the first team and take his spot. I
think that's the one main issue is you need your centre forward scoring goals in this league. Dave will tell you, you need at least 15 to 20 goals a season if you're going to catapult yourself to the very top of the league, where obviously that's where Leicester want to be come, the beginning of May next year. And it's obviously an area where, the managers looked at and said we need to try and strengthen, if possible, in that area, and have.
Yeah, and someone who might well feel like a new signing today, Decordova-Reid back on the bench. He's been out for so long. Another fresh option for Martí Cifuentes.
Yes, well, you can play any of them from four positions. You can play a 10, play out wide, play as a striker. He's done it over the years. So again, missed the whole season so far, but he's back on the bench today, looking to make an impact. So it's just like an extra new player, and like you said.
Again, it just piles the pressure on the rest of the players who are starting. And as I say, when you've got a stacked bench, then the players who are starting are always looking over their shoulder, thinking, "Man, I've got to pull a rabbit out of the hat today, or else, look at the bench: Carranza, Decordova-Reid, Munga. The pressure's on the guys that are starting the game today to perform, and you can look at the league table as far as Oxford are concerned. Potential banana skin, a strange kind of setup at Oxford, isn't it? Well, a stadium, as you say, they haven't got to stand behind one of the goals. So what potentially loses a lot of the atmosphere. And it's how they deal with stuff like that there. And obviously, that last time out, they had a decent result coming back against Coventry. So potential banana skin today for Leicester.
Yeah, we've seen the players taking part in their warm-ups, of course, 12:30 kick-off, and here is a reminder of how you can keep across all the action on Fox's Hub with your passes. You can get hold of them right now at lcfc.com. You can get your game pass as an international viewer at £180 for the season via the website, or you can get your pass, of course, for today's game via the Fox's Hub section of the website at lcfc.com. And of course you can get your seasonal listen live pass if you enjoy the commentary we provide, which will be coming from former Oxford United player and Leicester City player Matt Elliott at the Kassam Stadium a little bit later. In about 20 minutes time we've got kick-off here. Just another little word on Aaron Ramsey. What have you seen of him? Have you seen much of him in down the leagues or down the years in the league?
Not really, no. He's still a young lad and he's still trying to prove a point in the Football League. Obviously signed for Burnley, didn't really get much game time. So he's come to Leicester to get that. He's still young in the game. He wants to prove himself, and Leicester are going to give him the platform to do that. I hope it goes well for him. So. He looks like he's got a lot of energy. He's going to be driving forward with the ball. He always wants the ball. So hopefully we see that not on the pitch today, and he can prove himself.
Well, I think the most interesting thing about him coming to Leicester is the reaction of Burnley fans who thought he was going to be quite a key part of them in the Premier League this season. He has had injury issues, and Scott Parker's comments have been along the lines of he needs game time, so this is a really good move for him and a great chance for Leicester as well to exploit that.
I think coming on loan here, as you said, with the injuries he's had, he needs to try and re-establish himself. And then, it's not a foregone conclusion that this loan deal is going to turn into a permanent deal, or and vice versa. But I think for him personally, it's about re-establishing himself, getting over these injury worries that he's had, and potentially this is the perfect place to do it for him, because he was an exciting player in the Championship for Burnley.
Absolutely. So we've talked a couple of times about the Birmingham game. That was last time out for Leicester City at King Power Stadium. And if you can't remember, because it was a long time ago and we've had an international break, he's been in Greece for a couple of weeks, sunning himself since then, so it might be a little bit hazy. Here's a reminder of what happened at King Power Stadium last time out.
And he eventually puts the ball out of play for a Leicester throw.
Williamson, the Iceland international, it's been giving away by Birmingham, and here's Louis Page, and a chance for Abdul Fatawu. Page, Fatawu strikes it! Leicester know just how good Abdul Fatawu is. They got him in the game early, and he's provided for them again. He thrashed that beyond Allsop, and Leicester have the lead on this Friday night on Filbert Way, 1-0.
Oh, what a finish again for Fatawu. I thought the move had gone. It's great play from Oliver Skipp. He's made the run down the left-hand side.
Here's Laird for Birmingham City. Ayew putting the pressure on Clara, and he's managed to nip in there. Jordan Ayew, and it's managed to be scrambled away by Allsop. Well, he just caught the Birmingham captain on his blind side. He managed to poke the ball away from him, Gerry, but he ran out of grass, and Allsop was there to smother.
Yeah, absolutely, and he couldn't smother it first time round. So unlucky. Bit strange how it all unfolded, to be honest with you. And Ayew.
Now here's Jeremy Monga. Lively ball in towards Daka, gets the 1-2. Monga's delivery, Ayew, Ricardo! Brilliant from Leicester! A massive goal for Leicester City, provided by Ricardo Pereira. Ricardo makes it 2-0 and should make it game over.
Yeah, superb from Ricardo.
A great night it was at King Power Stadium. Superb, as the man himself said. Something felt different that night about Leicester City from the first couple of games of the season. What was it?
I thought they were on the front foot from the off. You know, I did expect a lot more from Birmingham, but I think that's credit to Leicester, the way they played. You know, on the front foot, closing down. You know, playing balls fast. You know, quicker. You know, usually it's a bit lethargic around the back and trying to work the way forward. But every time we won the ball, we wanted to head them. You know, straight away, and I think that showed in the first half.
First goal is a perfect example of playing forward quicker. And when it goes to Oliver Skipp, bang, first time lay off inside. And Leicester have 2-3 players and in an attacking area of the pitch, and Birmingham are struggling to cope with.
Said the finish as well was pretty similar to, like, not as similar to Charlton, but the same, you know, cutting inside, whipping in the top corner. So, you know, Abdul's got that in the locker as well.
How good would that have been for Louis Page to have been involved in that goal, having been given a bit of a chance at the start of the season to really have an impact that he's got an assist to his name?
Well, we were talking about the pass. We thought the pass was a bit, you know, wasn't the best pass, but it actually works out for Abdul because he's on his left foot, so he's allowed to cut back inside. If he plays that further in front of him onto his right foot, Abdul is probably too far down the line to cut back inside and shoot. So it's kind of worked out well, you know, for him to get an assist, you know, on his debut as well. Well, first start at home. You know, he's done really well.
Yeah, I think when you analyse it, if he plays it in front of Abdul, then the defender has the defender has an option to say, well, go on, you can have a shot with your right foot, which I know you don't want to do, but if you cut back inside, I'm in a better position to cover that. Whereas because it was underplayed and the defender sprinting back towards his own goal, Abdul just checks a little bit sooner and is able to cut inside and then finish. So it actually worked out in Abdul's favour, that pass being slightly underplayed.
Obviously, Fatu's come back with the same energy and same class that we've come to expect of him. We saw it in pre-season, the finish just before the last game at King Power Stadium, the Fiorentina game, was it? Yeah. And then Charlton, and then very similar goals. How hard is it to defend? Because teams are obviously watching it, knowing he can do it, but can't defend it.
All players or all defenders in every team, you know, they're made aware of the danger players in opposition. And it's one thing knowing about what he does. They can watch all the videos they want of Abdul Fatawu cutting inside and trying to bend one in that top corner. It's just a different thing trying to stop. He's so sharp when he has a ball, his feet are so sharp, and he's so electric off the mark. And when you're coming up against centre halves or even on this occasion, you know, full-backs, you see that's just one touch move.
But I don't think the defender's done nothing wrong there. He's got tight for me. It's just the execution of the shot that's just too good.
his acceleration's too
He's
much.
kind of used the defender as a line to clear around them, and for both goals, even the Birmingham one as well. When he cuts inside, he's got two defenders. Just use that as a line, just get on the top corner. The keeper can't see the ball, can't stop it. It's like an Arjen Robben with Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
You can't, you know what he's going to do, but you can't stop it. You have to foul him, take him out. That's the only thing you can do.
That's the reality of it. You know exactly what he wants to do, but trying to stop it's a totally different thing.
He shifts the ball backwards on himself. It's not sideways, it's back, so the defender has to come out with him, which gives him that extra little bit of room to kill it around.
And of course that will be such a great thing for Martí Cifuentes, because even as early in the game as Abdul Fattah can make an impact, and an opposition start to think we need to get closer, we need to get tighter. And you sense that with Birmingham. They tried to be a bit more aggressive, but then you've got danger elsewhere. And luckily for Leicester, late on, Jeremy Monga comes up with a piece of brilliance to set up Ricardo for the second goal.
I think that's where we see the best of Jeremy coming on as a sub. He's a bit more of an impact sub. You know, he started a couple of games where he drifted in and out of the game, don't he? But I think when you bring him on for the last 10-15 minutes, defenders are tired. You don't want a 16-year-old kid running at chopping you, doing step overs. And he comes on and, he sends the defender for a hot dog, doesn't he? Twice.
It just plays with freedom when he comes on. I think there's less pressure on him, which is exactly the right thing to do with a player that young. Just let him express himself, be himself, That's why you get him on the pitch, just to free him up and say, just go and show what you can do for 15, 20 minutes, however long it is. I think when you start in young players, the expectation levels just ramp up a little bit. Whereas in a game like this, where Leicester are winning 1-0, and he comes on with 10, 15 minutes to go, just go on there and just do your thing, buddy. And he knows how to do it.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. And Ricardo on the end of it and finishing absolutely brilliantly. A little bit more of that today would be lovely. The Leicester City players have been reflecting on this season so far, and also been taking a look ahead to today's game at Oxford.
Sum up the season so far and a look ahead to Oxford. Did you go away last weekend?
Yeah, I went back home.
Are you going to watch me? I don't mind you watching me, bro.
Get out.
Can you just clap, please?
It's been nice to get 9 points from the first 12, and perhaps in some games we haven't played as well as we might have, but we still picked up points, which is so important. And I felt probably my last game was probably my best one of the season, so that's nice to almost build on performances. But yeah, there's still a lot more that I can show, and hopefully you'll see that throughout the season.
The group is very happy. We've been working very well with the new gaffer and all the staff.
I think you could see it in a Birmingham game that I've only had literally maybe one save to make, so it's all down to my teammates and it's all down to my defenders, and if it wasn't for them we wouldn't have a clean sheet, so it's the whole team that worked for those 2 clean sheets, and it gives you a lot of confidence. It shows that we've got this togetherness in the group now, and by keeping a clean sheet, you're always giving yourself a better chance to win a game.
Getting 9 points from themselves, I don't think it's something you can complain about. And hopefully now we can kick on after the international break. Obviously these international breaks at the start of the season come thick and fast, so it's about taking little blocks at a time. Obviously we have 4 games before, and now we're going to have 5 games, so we'll just look at that block and hopefully get as many wins as we can.
The new teams that have been promoted obviously are on a high and have obviously come off the back end of a very successful season, so Charlton was a very difficult game, and Birmingham obviously came with high expectations and a lot of belief after the season last year, so for us to keep 2 clean sheets and win both games is a massive positive.
Every game's going to present a different challenge, and yeah, maybe Oxford will be slightly different to Birmingham, but we'll be ready for that challenge.
We've been working these weeks here at the training ground, so we are getting ready for the early kickoff on Saturday.
I think it's been good so far. Obviously there's still a lot we need to improve, and you can see that each game we're improving, but so far 3 wins out of 4. I think it's something that we wanted to do since the beginning of the season, and we've done that, so now we just got to make sure we're going to carry on the momentum.
Team morale this week's been really high. But yeah, it's important to put our focus on Oxford now, and hopefully we can get the 3 points.
We know we've got to improve on bits, but I think the most important thing over the first period was the camaraderie and the team spirit, which we showed. You know, we've got to carry that through.
Oxford is obviously going to be a different challenge to what we faced so far. The challenge that we're all looking forward to, and hopefully we'll go there, get 3 points and come back with a good feeling.
Obviously when you finish off and a win, everyone's in good spirits and stuff, and with the day it's obviously nice for people to spend time with their families and go away for a little bit and come back rejuvenated. So yeah, we're excited. We're really excited to go into Oxford, and you know, it's a difficult place to go to, but you know, we've got a job to do and we know what we have to do.
Well, the players are ready and the kickoff is fast approaching. Less than 10 minutes to go until kickoff at Kassam Stadium. So all that's left from David Nugent and Gerry Taggart to do is give us their predictions for the game. Tags, you need some thinking time. David, after you.
I'm going to go 3-0 Leicester. I'm going to say they're going to carry on from Birmingham. I think that's like a marker now where they've set, you know, top quality performance, 2-0 against a team who've spent a lot of money. And I think they'll go there and dominate and win 3-0.
That's solid.
That's
solid.
That's very
that's what people want to hear, though.
positive. Yeah. Well, you know, that's a centre forwards prediction.
Yeah.
Mine's slightly different. I'll go 2-1.
Love that. Yeah. Short, sharp, and to the point. On the way, full match coverage for you on Fox's Hub with Matt Elliott and Chris Parrott commentating you through. But here's a reminder of how you can watch today.
If you are watching on lcfc.com, just sit back and relax. If you are watching on social media, the live stream will finish shortly. If you want to continue enjoying our coverage, you'll need to head over to lcfc.com/Fox's Hub and purchase one of our game passes. If you are watching in a territory where the game isn't live on TV, you'll be able to watch a live video stream on Fox's Hub. Please visit lcfc.com/territories to check. If you can't find your location, live audio commentary is still available. You'll need to have an lcfc.com account before you purchase your Game Pass. If you already have one, please sign in and select your product at lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. Select the Buy button and you'll be taken to the payment page. Once you've followed the simple payment steps, press Continue at the bottom of the screen and you'll be taken to the Fox's Hub homepage. If you purchased a video pass, please select Watch Live from the Fox's Hub drop-down menu. If you purchased a Listen Live pass, please select Listen Live. If you purchased a seasonal or monthly video pass and the game is not being shown in your territory, please select Listen Live. If you are having a payment or technical issue, please email Leicester TV Support at streamamg.com. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the match.